Stroke it. Stroke it. Middle section. Back. Stroke it. Stroke it.
Good evening, Derek Peters.
Yeah, Derek Peters, DRP.
Yeah, it's a real pleasure to have you today, my brother, with us.
Yes.
So you're known as Rap,
Correct.
and you're the former drummer and lead singer of the band WCK.
Yes, WCK.
Exactly.
Yes.
You know what? Some people say that you're the creator of Bouyon. Is it true?
Well, the thing is, I want to say I'm the creator because the creator, is the Almighty Father.
Yes, sir.
But I was inspired by the ancestors. So it's the rhythm as the ancestors, came from Africa, and traveled all the way through from Africa to Dominica. So it's like back in the day, from whatever century, 15th century or 16th century, whatever it is, since we were taken from Africa to come to Dominica.
And what are the roots and the musical roots and influences of Bouyon?
The roots is basically the our instruments, which is like almost like we call it the belly drum, yeah, and the lapokabwit beat. There's also the jinping, which is the tambal, the gouache, of course the accordion, which is like a French European instrument, and the bumbo, So basically, we use those rhythms, and of course, we blend it with other rhythms, which is like could be karas, could be hip hop, could be reggae, dancehall, zouk.
So originally, how did you get to Bouyon? Tell us the story. What happened?
Oh well, what happened back in the days when we had band WCK, and we were playing some styles, kind of a calypso style, and I just figured, I like originality, so I decided, I wanted to do something different and something Dominican and something with a Creole kind of a song, the name. With a Creole song, so I brainstormed and I came up with the name Bouyon. Bouyon is a fusion, which of course I didn't want to say fusion because I think fusion is overused word.
Okay.
So we say Bouyon, and Bouyon, the food, is like when you make it a bouillon, it's like a soup, like a broth.
Yes, sir.
So everything in it. So basically, that's the concept of bouillon music.
So like a mix of different types of music.
Exactly. So different type of rhythm. You just bring it down into one. Everything I can work within the formula. That's it.
And so originally, was Bouyon originally created to protest and to uplift the Dominican community, or was it just for fun?
Well, basically, I come from like the Black Power era,
okay,
and of course the Rastafari era, and of course Islamic era. So all this had influences on me, and of course the Black consciousness, for sure. So that's why it was, and I raised up listening to a lot of like Black conscious music, like reggae, and of course some of the Motown songs and stuff like that. And some of course, Latin American and some African songs, like from bands like Olatunji Osibesa, Fela Ransom Kunti, Mano Dibango, Miriam Makeba, those kind of.
So those are really the influences. But when you started singing Bouyon, what was the content about? What kind of messages were you spreading and conveying through this new type of music called Bouyon that you created?
Well, more or less like history, knowing who we are as a black race, knowing where we came from, knowing where we are and where we're heading. So it's a music of giving direction, and of course, celebrating the ancestors.
Okay.
Basically.
So this is what you were doing when you created Bouyon.
Yeah, that's what I really wanted. I wanted something that bridging the generation gap. I didn't want something that's just limited to, a particular generation.
Okay.
Something that bridging the generation gap. From, my great grandparents to my parents to my wife, my children
Yeah.
and their children,
Yes.
you know, so, you know,
So yeah, so gather people.
yes,
really.
yes, going from generation to generation.
And when you created Bouyon, which year was it?
Actually, I started, well, that music has been there, you know, so for a while, but not with me, because I kind of grew up, you know, playing in different groups.
Okay.
I
Yeah.
played in different groups since I was like about 7, you know. I started think of that from time I 2, you know, I played from since I 2 years
And
old.
Bouyon itself, when did
The
you
Bouyon-
when do you consider that you created it?
Well-
When it was created?
Well, it happened somewhere around 1989.
1989.
1989, that was when I created the first Bouyon song, which is called Culture Shock.
Okay.
Yeah.
Because you know, you said that originally when Bouyon was created, it was so you had the influence of the Black Power movement, so it
Yeah.
was all about consciousness,
Right.
but it was also all about, you know, gathering, you know, different generations. So what happened to this musical genre today? Has it been diverted from its primary mission?
Well, the thing is, you find new generation and they get different influences, and you know, you cannot really stop it. So basically, the youths then realize, okay, there's a market for certain lyrics and certain content. So they take advantage of it, because some people is about the art, and some people is about entertainment.
Okay.
Some people is about money, some people is about passing a message. You know, so as an artist, you cannot really tell someone exactly, oh, they should stick to that or be that, because everybody is made unique. You know.
Yeah. Because you know, mainly Bouyon in Guadeloupe, you know, it's all about slackness.
Yeah.
So is there a difference between the Bouyon in Guadeloupe and Bouyon in Dominica? Is Bouyon in Dominica mainly made of slackness, or are they still spreading and conveying positive messages?
Yeah, there's still groups with doing the positive message, and as well we have guys that are doing the slackness. You know, because some guys find right now the market really, as you know, the music industry is a very funny place.
Yes.
Is what they want to push, you know. So you'll find something positive, you know, where you get, you know, that much play. You know, slackness will.
Yeah.
You know, slackness will. You know, shooting, drinking, you know, sex, drugs, and rock and roll. Basically, that's the thing that the market is calling right now for. Because if you follow other genres, like for instance in the rap, you realize how positive the rap was,
Yep.
and after a while you see what's happening. So
Exactly.
it's happening in a lot of different music, and certain people infiltrating the music that's supposed to be bringing a message. And hey,
Because you were sorry to interrupt. You were talking about, you know, rap music and the fact that rap music, in terms of messages, the message have changed,
Right.
or have evolved in a negative way. Do you because at the same time there's an underground rap music which is still conveying positive messages. So don't you think that this is the same maybe for Bouyon, but maybe the Bouyon which has the most media influence is the one with slackness messages?
Exactly, because you know, some people looking at popularity and hits and likes and this kind of, in the age of technology and social media and stuff like that, you know. But I still feel there's people that want the positive, and some people they'll do business and it's just about money. Business is about money,
Of
so
course.
it's anything for a dollar actually. So there's still a market for the positive. And I think, you know, is those people just have to come to the fore, and, you know, I think it could happen.
And last question I would like to ask you, do you think that the what they call nasty business, so you know the slackness Bouyon, do you think that it has an influence over our youth, whatever in Dominica, Guadeloupe, or wherever
Oh
in
yeah,
the world?
mostly because if you look, you realize that there's always a market for slackness.
Yes.
Why? Because for you, you're a grown person, whoever it is, they're a grown person. But now the average teenager going to be inquisitive and they want to know about sex.
Yeah.
That's it. So the market will always be there, because it will be always there for the youths. When they get pregnant or they start to have children, it's going to change, because they realize, oh, there's responsibilities,
Yes.
there's, you know, duties, there's all that kind of a thing that you have to carry as a person having a child. But somebody not having a child yet, you know, they're just like curious about sex, about kissing, about making love and all those kind of a thing. They'll always run to that. So I think there'll always be a market for it, whether it be in any genre of music.
Yes, of course.
Yes, it will. To me, it will.
Okay.
You know, but it's just as I said before. It just after a while, people come to the consciousness when they see, whoa, they have that responsibilities. Yeah, that's it. It's going to change.
Okay, so it's a matter of generation, actually.
Yes, it's generation.
What you
It's
say.
the younger generation. They'll always run to it. You know?
Okay.
Because here, though, you check it as a grown person. You're not maybe so curious about sex. You know what it is already.
You know what it is already.
Right, but no, but for a teenager coming up, they never had that experience. It's going to be like free.
So it's going to be like, it could or it may become some type of sexual education.
Somewhere.
Just like, you know, in the back in the day, people were having their sexual education through porno movies.
Exactly. So that's why it is, you know.
Okay. All right. Thanks a lot for this interview.
You're welcome.
That was a nice one.
Yeah, you're welcome.
And I hope we will keep in touch, my brother.
Most definitely.
Okay.
Thanks so much.
Take care.
I really appreciate it.
All right.
Yeah, bless up.
Thank
Yes?
you.
All right.
Yes, sir.